guys, it was easy to get up for last week's game in Cowboy Stadium against the fifth-ranked team in the country. Do you guys try to avoid the letdown going against a lesser team maybe and not as big of a stadium? How do you avoid that?
Well, what we're going to do, like I said, it was definitely a change going to Dallas Stadium. It was a huge stadium. We had a huge turnout. But the thing was, on Saturday, we knew we had a game, and that's what we focused on is winning a football game. And that's what we're going to do this next week, is going to Kimbrough Stadium. We still have an amazing turnout. We're still going to have a large, group of people come out to watch that game. And so I don't think it's going to change much as far as focusing and getting ready for this game, because it's a football game, and our goal is to win it.
Your test this week with Rios, the running back you saw last year. Well, what do you guys game plan for him, or what do you guys have to do against him?
We haven't really game planned much on him so far, but each week we go in and we're all about getting to the ball. Everybody, all 11 guys to the ball, 11 hats on the ball carrier, and stripping the ball out and bringing pain whenever we get there. We're just trying to, don't really want to hurt anybody, but whenever we get to the ball, we want to know that our presence is there.
Talk about that. You guys had a lot to get up for the Cowboy Stadium, the fifth-ranked team in the country. How do you guys avoid a letdown though this week on maybe a smaller stage, but still an important game against Incarnate Word?
Well, one thing we use this as a milestone. I like to think of the season as a set of milestones. Kingsville was a big milestone we had to reach, and for that win, now our next stage is boom. Our ship is back right on path. So our next opponent, one who's try to knock us out, is of course Incarnate Word. We treat them just like Kingsville, ECU, Colorado Pueblo. We're gonna treat this team like if they're trying to knock us out, trying to take what we have right now. So yeah, our guys are excited for another home game. We're excited for the fans to come out after the solid performance against Kingsville. A lot of our fans are come out and show support.
The team's confidence after this win and going forward, and what that does for them.
Well, I hope that we can bring them back to earth maybe today or tomorrow before we get out there on the field on Saturday, because I promise you it's not far from the penthouse to the outhouse, and we got to continue to get better every day, and that's what we talked about yesterday in our meetings. How we practice on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will dictate how we play next Saturday and what kind of team we're going to be every Saturday from here on, not what we did at Cowboy Stadium. But hopefully we'll keep our composure, keep our heads, and go back to work.
We kind of talked about that though last week, a big stage, a top 5 team in the country. How do you keep from letting the letdown going against an Incarnate Word team back at home without quite the biggest stage?
Well, I think the main thing is that we look back at Colorado State Pueblo, and we can't let our guard down, and we can play good for 3 quarters and still lose a game in the 4th quarter to anybody. So we got to play 4 quarters football every week. It's going to be a tough conference. You can look at it from top to bottom, and it's going to be a rough year. We got a tough schedule. I'm thankful we'll have 10 games. That extra week really helped us for this last game, and hopefully it'll help us on down the road now that we've got 8 games left.
Coach, we saw different formations, bringing in the tight end and stuff. Was that just especially for Kingsville, or is that going to be something that we can see throughout the season?
I couldn't dare tell you the answer to that question.
What about classified? Rios, he's kind of the guy, I guess, when you look at their offensive weapons, he's the guy you pick out. Is that a guy you game plan for, and what does he do well?
Well, definitely he is their catalyst. He was last year and he is this year. He's running football. They're going to get the ball to him as many times as possible. So we got to try to make them do something they're not real comfortable with. So he'll definitely be a focus for game plan this week.
You're undefeated against Incarnate Word, 1-0. Can you talk about that game last year, though? What you remember from that game?
I remember Tanner Marsh getting hurt, and that's the one thing that really was a downer that day. Other than that, I thought we'd played really good on offense, defense, and special teams. They're a much better team this year than they were last year, but we got them at home, and if we can continue to build on what we did this last week, we should have a good game and another win if we can just keep our heads on straight.
Please break them down defensively a little bit, what they have, what they do.
I really don't know right now. It's too early in the week for me to give you a good scout report on them, so later in the week will be a better time to answer that question probably.
You feel like you owe your home crowd something going back there after what happened against CSU?
Not at all. Our kids played their hearts out against Colorado State. The mistakes that were made were aggressive mistakes, and I thought that, other than shooting ourselves in the foot, I thought we played hard and we played well. Just those mistakes killed us. But I'm not going to ever apologize for this team for the way they played in terms of effort and passion. That was there that first game, and it was there definitely at Cowboy Stadium, and it'll be out there at Kimbrough Stadium on Saturday also.